A couple weeks ago, I posted on the community post to ask you guys to choose which type of stories I should do for my 200 subscriber story series. And 50% voted horror stories. I think at one point everyone kind of like feel bad and they're like, oh, what if she doesn't really like horror story? What if she gets scared? We already see how scared she is with the closing shift, so you know, maybe horror story is not the best choice. So I think about like 20% of you guys switched to a different type of story. So before it was like 80%, but now it's just 50. But however, horror story still won in the end. So here we are with the first episode of the horror story series. Previous tenant of my new flat left a survival guide, and our main character is Kat. Based on the wording of the story, when I read it, I think it is stationed in England, or maybe in particular in London, or maybe some other big cities, because they use flat and they use lift. Okay, so our main character's name is Kat. Kat moved into a flat or apartment building with her boyfriend Jamie. They are in a 5-year relationship. He is 24 and she's 22. So this is kind of like a high school sweetheart relationship, and they've made it through the 5th year. That's a pretty long time for a high school relationship. And it was already hard enough looking for houses, and they are on a very tight budget. They've been looking for houses for 2 months. Jamie works at a fast food restaurant and Kat is a teacher in training, so they don't have a lot of money together, and she also have her student loan to pay off. But they just really want to move in and live with each other, right? And they've almost given up before they found this beautiful apartment or flat. It's a 2-bedroom apartment with views of the city park, a balcony, and they're around a lot of local conveniences. The area wasn't that nice, but they both didn't grow up in a very wealthy place, so they was not gonna like make a big deal out of it. The flat offer was really nice. So they offer no deposit option and open-ended tenancy, and the landlord would even like sign a 5-year contract right there if they wanted, which never ever happens in the city, right? Because rent prices increase often, and usually they do like a 6-month or a 1-year agreement with a lot of deposit. Usually it's like a month worth of deposit. And the landlord also insisted that no inspection either, so the landlord did not want to do any inspection. The tenant just need to pay for any damage when they end the tenancy. So overall, this is a really big deal, a really sweet deal. I mean, no inspection is kind of odd, but I understand that, you know, some landlord doesn't really want to go through all the inspections and get through like that paperwork and all that stuff, you know. So they, like, the 2 tenants, Kat and Jamie, agreed to the deal right away without even viewing it first. So they didn't like come over, see the apartment in person. They just like see it online, and they're like, oh, you like right next to the city, right next to, you know, like the park, and you can see out to the park, which is a really big plus. When you live in the city, you know, the park kind of like help you calm down, help a lot with mental health and also your physical health overall. So right away they signed the lease, not even need to view it. So this is a very big mistake. I would recommend everyone to please come see the room or the apartment or the house when you want to buy it or want to rent it, because you will always discover something that you never thought of before when you view it. And also, what if it's a scam? You know, always view the property before you sign the paperwork. Come move-in day. It was a very chaotic day. You know, every move-in day you have to like start really early, pack all your boxes together, or you pre-pack it the day before, and then you have to like load all the boxes. If you have a movers, that's faster. All the movers would do all the work for you, but if not, then you have to like rent a U-Haul, rent a truck, and you unload all your boxes on that. All your furniture, you have to put it on there as well. 2 people is usually a lot of work, so people usually get friends over, or they hire movers, families to help with. So this young couple was really happy to get the keys to their first home together, and they were really busy packing and moving their belongings up and down the lift to move in. So this is a apartment complex So there are like, you know, elevator up and down, and when you move in you have to like move all your boxes through the elevator.